Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. I would appreciate it if you could answer my question in the space provided here. What the hell do they think they're doing? I had to know. Describe it to me. What they did right now. Doesn't that make them appear much more guilty than they would be otherwise? The SEC has recently taken down Bill Hinman's biography from their official website. That's the kind of behavior the spoiled brats displayed. That puzzles me. Any ideas why that would be? What I can say is this. And I seriously doubt that this is all a coincidence. In case you needed a reminder, here it is. But in approximately a week, the emails with the Ethereum free pass details from Billy Boy Hinman's speech drafts will be released to the public. Therefore, the official due date is June 13th. In principle, it may be released earlier. It may happen. Although I am skeptical, it is possible. In theory, yes. Are these releases just a coincidence? What Brad Garlinghouse said should stun us all, right? And then all of a sudden, there's no more biography? I doubt it's a coincidence, but I can't help but wonder, what the hell do you think you'll be able to conceal? To what end are you fooling anyone? No one is being fooled by any of this. It's so absurd that it's laughable. In light of the recent events surrounding Binance, I'll be discussing this and other material related to Charles Hoskinson. Right now is going to be the most enjoyable experience of your life. This room contains more entertainment than would fit in a quarter or half barrel. Locked in temperature. But I do want to clarify something before we go any further. I come from a completely monetary background-free background. I'm not here to give you money advice. Nothing I say or write should be used as a basis for making any financial decisions. For fun and as a pastime, I enjoy making videos about crypto-related topics to share on YouTube. As a primer, I'll now show you a couple of tweets. Stewart's initial contribution. Alrighty. The chief legal officer of Ripple is this person. This was written on October 20th of last year since, as you may recall, we do not have access to any of Billy Boy Hinman's Ethereum free pass emails or earlier versions of his lecture. We were going to assume Ripple already had that a year ago. They were just forbidden to keep it to themselves. It took over 18 months and 6 court orders, but in October of last year, Stuart Alderete tweeted that the Hinman documents, internal SEC correspondence, and drafts of his infamous 2018 speech were now in their possession. Although I cannot reveal them at this time per the SEC's request, let it be known that the struggle was well worth it. I've always had faith in our legal arguments, but now I have even more confidence. I was always uncomfortable with the SEC's methods, but now I find them downright repulsive. Again, I've got to set this foundational primer because I'm going to demonstrate. Brad Garlinghouse made the following comment. He shared Stuart Alderete's tweet with his followers. This is also the 20th of October. The SEC wants you to believe that it cares about openness, transparency, and clarity, as Brad Garlinghouse put it last year. When the horrible reality about their actions is revealed, you won't trust them. This will astound you. That's a nice introduction, then. Here's something to consider, though. The crypto news headline is as follows. Hinman's biography has been taken out of the barebones version of SEC. What are they hoping to accomplish by waiting until the final possible moment to make the Hinman documents public? There is no such human being. Where do you stand on this? What are they even attempting to do? How ridiculous. What a ridiculous idea. What the worst kind of people are these? According to the article's premise, SEC officials seek to put space between themselves and Hinman in order to prevent the release of Hinman's email. A major portion of William Hinman's biography has been removed off the SEC's website, leading you to believe that the agency is preparing for the imminent release of Hinman's emails. The SEC has updated Hinman's biography on their website to incorporate more information on the former director of corporation finance. However, according to his official SEC bio, Hinman led the SEC's corporation finance division from May 2017 to December 2020. The only thing that could make this more ludicrous is if they blamed it on a technical issue with the computer. I hope they say that, because if they type it, it will sound just like that in my head. I'd like something like that, but I don't have a computer. This event occurred, and XRP community member Stefan Huber was the one who informed us about it. The entirety of William Hinman's biography has been captured in this screen grab for your viewing pleasure. And here is how it now appears. The official SEC webpage is displayed here. Really? You have no idea. Eliminated text. This is incredibly inept. What? Who knows why they're even still here? What kind of fools do they think they can make with that? They are intentionally attempting to make things more difficult, thus it must be a technical fault. Not in my opinion, son. What the? Thus, it's hysterical. However, this is the current state of affairs. Please tell me you weren't fooled. Do any of these explanations baffle you? Now, as most of you know by now, that is not the only thing occurring. By filing a lawsuit against Binance, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, the SEC has made good on John Deaton's prediction. In my most recent video, I was discussing this very issue. But there's something else I want to tell you, and it's quite juicy around here because Charles Hoskinson, as you may recall, was spreading a lot of misinformation about a grand conspiracy among the XRP community members last autumn. And if you want to hear all my videos from that time period, you can go back and do so, because I chronicled it fairly well on my channel. And when he initially started saying those sorts of things, I thought back to my very first video. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, I thought. It's possible that there was a miscommunication over this or that. Constantly ready to extend a helping hand since it's the decent thing to do. But the further in time we went, it became increasingly apparent over time that he was deliberately mischaracterizing the incident, which is what I also feel he was doing. Disparaging the XRP community by spreading falsehoods he had to know were not accurate. It's inevitable that in a massive community like ours, when millions of people pay attention to you, some members on the periphery may behave improperly in every given group discussion. Whatever the foundation, you can always discover inappropriate behavior among a large group of yes, of course. In fact, there was some of it, and I pushed back against it in my own videos here. And I will continue to protest such actions. However, what he did was generalize from those instances to represent the XRP community as a whole. With one sweeping brushstroke, he depicted the entire scene. Sure enough, he was up to it. The statement was totally absurd. And I released something like, oh, I don't know, a 21, 22, 23 tweet thread breaking it down, using his own words, showing what community was actually doing, and utterly destroying the narrative that he was putting out. That it still exists in the wild is a relief for me. It's all over my Twitter and videos and YouTube channel, and I'm proud to have stood up to it. As a result, I continue to feel very disgusted about it all. So, what's occurring today is that the SEC has publicly stated their position that Charles Hoskinson's Cardano is a security. Having said that, I'll be honest and say that I'm only joking about because I really don't think Charles Hoskinson is operating in good faith, and I'm just having a little bit of fun with this. However, I made the plunge into the cryptocurrency market at the end of 2017 and have held Cardano ever since. It's been that long since I've held it, right? So, let me just say that I don't have to be a huge Charles Hoskinson fan to jump at the chance to argue against the SEC's assertion that tokens are securities. No, I'm pushing back right now. I'll tell you what, this is my channel, darn it, so that doesn't mean I can't have a little fun with this video. What I say goes. Here's the deal, though. I'm going to tell you what he had to say about Charles Hoskinson. Look, there it is on the screen. Please, I need to skim it. I did have some lighthearted fun on Twitter right before making this video by posting a screenshot of his tweet in which he claims Binance's decision to treat Cardano as a security. I just titled my piece Grand Conspiracy. I'm just joking around, so I'll keep fighting the SEC even if they're ruining my fun. No matter how much I disagree with what he said or how much respect I once had for him, I will continue to oppose the SEC. That's why I'm going to say it again. However, Charles Hoskinson offered the following rebuttal. I'm currently perusing the SEC's case against Binance, he stated. It's nearly 130 pages long, but it seems to be the next logical step towards introducing Chokepoint 2.0 across the USA. The ultimate aim is to have your entire financial life managed by an agenda-based CBDC in collaboration with a small number of large institutions. And let us take a moment to reflect on whether or not that is the case. That's not completely out there in my mind. Perhaps that is the ultimate aim of those in the very top of the United States government. And so on. Okay, if it really is superb. I don't believe it's crazy, regardless of whether or not it's true. He's entitled to his opinion, and I have none to counter it. We all deserve to lighten up after hearing all the heck he said about our community last year, so I'm not going to claim that he's advocating some scheme or great conspiracy. I feel the need to point this up. After that, he recorded a statutory development. I apologize. Is a situation where two parties disagree on whether or not a certain rule was followed. This seems to be the result of a political philosophical conflict over the meaning and value of cryptocurrencies. An unaccountable cabal has decreed that the majority of people should be denied the benefits of ideas like individual sovereignty, financial independence, and economic agency in favor of a select few. The current situation is nothing new. Freedom and tyranny have always clashed, what's changed are the faces, weapons, and rhetoric. Absolutely not. My apologies. This seems like a great chance for the industry as a whole to put aside its splintered character and work together to create a sensible set of rules and norms that can keep the United States from becoming a dystopia that makes 1984 look like a vacation. We are going to be alright is the last thing I want to say for now. I will have more to say later. Nothing to worry about, really. The business world has a promising future. Okay. According to Charles Hoskinson. However, his final words, it does seem like this event is a perfect opportunity for the entire industry to set aside its fragmented nature and unite, are what really got me thinking. Okay. Seriously, what did you expect the SEC versus Ripple case to be about? Was that not a rallying cry to reject such nonsense? This fight against Cardano is ongoing, after all. This is why it really annoys me, in case you were wondering. I will continue to fight the SEC, by the way. I can't say that I haven't parted with some of my Cardano. You can count on me not to. I'm sure many of you who are currently listening did as well. Furthermore, I will not criticize you for acting in this manner. We're all grown-ups here, so we can make our own decisions. If that's what you intended to do, go ahead. I guess what I'm trying to convey is that I think we'd be better off sticking together and fighting this out. It disturbs me, though, that Charles Hoskinson is advocating for a theory that we in the XRP community have been expressing for over 2.5 years. He wasn't, however. We didn't learn that from the guy who was mocking us for being conspiracy theorists. Considering that his car was being shot at, where did he get that attitude? Please give me a break. Nothing to worry about, really. The business world has a promising future. Okay. According to Charles Hoskinson. However, his final words, it does seem like this event is a perfect opportunity for the entire industry to set aside its fragmented nature and unite, are what really got me thinking. Okay. Seriously, what did you expect the SEC v Ripple case to be about? Was that not a rallying cry to reject such nonsense? This fight against Cardano is ongoing, after all. This is why it really annoys me, in case you were wondering. I will continue to fight the SEC, by the way. I can't say that I haven't parted with some of my Cardano. You can count on me not to. I'm sure many of you who are currently listening did as well. Furthermore, I will not criticize you for acting in this manner. We're all grown-ups here, so we can make our own decisions. If that's what you intended to do, go ahead. I guess what I'm trying to convey is that I think we'd be better off sticking together and fighting this out. It disturbs me, though, that Charles Hoskinson is advocating for a theory that we in the XRP community have been expressing for over 2.5 years. He wasn't, however. We didn't learn that from the guy who was mocking us for being conspiracy theorists. Considering that his car was being shot at, where did he get that attitude? Please give me a break. My apologies. I have to tell you how it really is. This is something I need to accomplish. Not that I won't fight back, though. I'm going to counterattack now. And I believe that coming together is the best option. I mean, it's disgusting, the crap that he put out there, and he's got such a massive following, close to, I think, 1 million followers almost, that I deserve to sound off on this. And here's a bag of aubergine emojis for you to put in and around your facial region if you won't give me like 5 seconds to sound off on my own damn channel. Right. To wit, what does he have? Over 1.5 million Twitter followers spreading false information about our neighborhood? You won't get away with that easily. I will still support you even though I'm venting right now, though. That's the way it's going to work out. So, I'll tell you what some other members of the ZP community said. You seem like a conspiracy theorist, LOL, Cryptonym wrote to Charles Hoskinson. And that's the reason I'm emphasizing in the video, it made me giggle. That's excellent. Sometimes, as William Shakespeare once observed, brevity is the soul of wit, and a few well-chosen words are all that's needed. That there is a zinger of a line. You make me think you might be a conspiracy theorist. To be clear once more, I do not believe that any of us consider him to be a conspiracy theorist. After lying about stuff, acting like a mature crybaby, and painting himself as a victim, he stated that we were just monitoring what was happening, within the XRP ecosystem, what the SEC had done in connecting dots that ought to be connected. That's one of the things that's really bugged me about this whole affair. He's the one who started all this nonsense with his own XRP currency, and yet he acts like the XRP community is attacking him out of the blue. In rebuttal to Charles Hoskinson, Wolf penned the XRP community no longer sounds like a group of crazy conspiracy theorists. Now that Cardano has been correctly classified as a security by the SEC. And then there was XRP for Life, a member of the XRP community, who nailed the meaning of karma in a single word. And here's something else from Francis Bovine Swift, the man behind the great new website XRP Rich List. Previously, I brought attention to it on the channel. And he has this tiny Simpsons gif of Nelson. Someone who says, "Hey, do you know that guy?" And he put in writing what follows: "Man, if you had told me this before Cardano was dragged into the fray, I would have been sympathetic and on your side." But I have to agree with Nelson on this one, it's cute and funny. As for me, I do comprehend it. Totally get it. That's why, if you're not going to rally around it, I understand why anyone who feels that way. Despite fully appreciating your position, I will continue to make attempts to prod you. I'm going to gently persuade you to back Cardano instead of any other cryptocurrency, since doing so will do more to help the crypto community as a whole. At least, that's how I see it. I wouldn't say that I'm a huge Charles Hoskinson fan. I was a huge fan of his in the past, and he's a really smart dude. He is completely and utterly ludicrous. What he's accomplished is remarkable. However, he does have one major flaw, and it's worth noting. He is incapable of admitting error. But it's more than that, to publicly malign a whole group of individuals who have done nothing to you. Okay, now I see. Nonetheless, I will repeat myself. I would just urge you and let you decide for yourself if you're one of the individuals who is like, "No, I'm going to support this guy." Of course, I'll accept your decision regardless of how you arrive at it, but I do hope you'll give some thought to the bigger picture and realize that this isn't just about whether or not you agree with Charles Hoskinson or whether or not you like Cardano. That's literally it. That sums it up nicely. That's how I'm seeing it, anyway. Yes, I am partial since I own Cardano, but this is the position I will take towards any coin that is under attack. No way am I going to defend him if the SEC is after him. After then, XRP did this. Kevin Smith, a member of the community, responded to Charles Hoskinson's email with a simple "yes, agreed." An apology from you to the XRP community would be a fantastic first step in bringing the industry together. You made us all look bad for the conduct of a few, and that's unfair. If not for that, Charles, I have to say you come across as a bit of a hypocrite. This is also true. Oh, and I fought back against the few people in our neighborhood who were being really ridiculous to them. Yes, I still believe that. To put it another way, if you insist on acting unreasonable, I will take note. To put it plainly, I am. But don't pretend that it's the whole, the majority, or even a sizable fraction of the XRP community when it's obviously not. Absolutely repulsive. This cannot be tolerated under any circumstances. And an apology is definitely warranted. Some of us in the XRP community will support you anyway, but if you want the support of the majority of the community, including the people who are now unhappy with you, I suggest you try apologizing first. All there is to it. Like by him behaving in such a juvenile manner. He did this so that fewer people would back him up when his project came under sexual assault. He has a Cardano. What do you think of that? A member of the XRP community named JV replied to this. Discussions about Unite should have taken place before the recent criticism of Ripple and XRP. The only way things can look up for the future is if Ripple is successful. They've been the industry's outcast for years, but now they're getting all the attention. 100% accurate. Absolutely. Binance was founded and is led by KSI, which has been sued to death at this point. What transpires, we shall see. He referred to it as the world's largest exchange. Well, he began with a smiley face thank you, and then he said, quote, a fantastic opportunity for the entire business to lay aside its fragmented nature and unify for a common sense set of norms and guidelines, end quote. So, he is paraphrasing Hoskinson. Okay. Again, that's fantastic. That's a point of agreement for me. I think that's great. Yes, please. But we won't get there without first mocking your ridiculous position and calling you out on the lies you spread about our people. But now that we have, I can get behind this plan. I am going to slowly decrease my speed and back up the automobile. I intend to maintain possession of it and to resist the SEC's efforts to seize it. However, it's acceptable to release some steam. I think that to be true. So, I guess I'll simply attempt to prod you a little. In case you're one of those offended enough to think, no, I'm never going to say anything positive that would help Cardano with this situation, I have some bad news for you, you're wrong. I'm just going to gently prod you in the right direction. A choice is made by you. I recognize its value. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to prod you to think again. I hope you'll change your mind for the sake of the entire crypto community. Because the domino effect of the SEC getting a foothold and attacking one project is just too high to ignore. Bad news. Whether you agree or disagree, you should try to resist it. You need not be a Charles Hoskinson aficionado to join me in this pushback. Let's work together to get this done. Yes, I also believe that. Now I want to hear your opinion. If you don't agree, that's fine. No, I don't give out financial advice. My words here should not be used as a basis for making any financial transactions. And please like and subscribe my channel. See you in the next video, bye.